Okay. Hi, welcome everyone to eXceL Daily. I'm Arabella DeLuco. I'm your host and CEO of eXceL.org. And eXceL is a 501c3 nonprofit that champions diverse people from untapped communities by elevating their stories and giving them key tools to succeed. And today I am so proud of our guests today. We've got two female filmmakers, animators, creative thinkers, and world changers. We have Samah, Damanhoori, and Eun Bi Chang. Thank you so much, you two lovely ladies, for joining us today. And we're so excited to showcase what you're working on, because I think it's an incredible endeavor. So let's start with Samah. Tell us about yourself.
Well, thanks so much for having us. We are really, really happy to be part of your show. Anything to help you as well. My name is Samah, and I'm from Saudi Arabia, and I am the co-founder of Madina Papel with my co-founder Eun Bi.
And go ahead, Eun Bi.
Yes. So first of all, yes, thanks for having us, Arabella. It's so wonderful to be here. My name is Eun Bi. I am the director, co-producer on the short film called Madina Papel. And Samah and I founded Madina Papel almost 3 years ago now. And we've been working, and we've been working very hard to complete the short film. And we are about to submit it to Sundance next week. And yes.
That is so incredible. Sundance is have you two been at all? Have you been? Okay. So if Madina Papel gets in, you'll get to go, hopefully, unless you're submitting to next year. So
yes, next year.
Is it okay that if it doesn't happen next year, you'll still submit it?
I'll still submit it. Yeah, we'll still submit it. That's fine.
Yeah, and I think like it's you know what really drove me, not only for this your project itself, which we'll show a trailer shortly, but your collaboration and how that happened. So let's start with, why don't we show the video first so that we can set the stage on what this project is about, and so people can understand the quality of the work that you're putting into this and the quality of a story this is. So let me share my screen, and I will show this little trailer of Madina Papel.
Visiting my family after 2 years apart, I was scared that they would not accept me the way who I am today. My father beating me, dishonoring me. I wrote this story to show my family, even though I'm different, I'm colorful, I have different beliefs right now, but I still carry the same love and respect for them. I am Samah Damanhoori from Saudi Arabia. I had to maneuver my way and overcome the obstacles with the male guardianship system in Saudi Arabia. I reached a point where I broke all the bridges with my family back home. And Madina Papel is my way to build the bridge back, or to show to my family that if they can accept me the way I am, the colorful person I am today.
I decided to join Samah on this journey because the story resonated with me a lot. I felt like I didn't belong sometimes because of many cultures that I've been exposed to, and I realized that made me a unique person, and that's okay.
It's not only about Saudi Arabia, it's not only about women's rights, it's about you being who you are, showing your true colors and not being shy or afraid or shameful about who you really want to be. I chose the main character, Gufran, to be a male, to address the movie to my audience in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, because it's still a male-dominant countries and they are still not ready to watch a movie being made by a Saudi woman with a female main character. A character who's made of paper. He lived in a world that they taught him that white is the only color he should believe in. And if he touch any new color, it's poisonous, and it could lead into a fatal disease. But he finds a way to find this colorful world and touch the colors and learn that being colorful is not poisonous. He also chooses to go back home and show everyone that being colorful is not poisonous.
We have the determination to share stories from marginalized people's perspectives. And I think it's going to be very relatable to people these day and age.
I hope one day when my family see this movie to see how much I still respect them and love them.
What an incredible story that you have there. And thank you so much for working on this with us. And I know that we have a few people joining in just now. So let me reintroduce who you two are and what we're doing here. Hi, welcome to eXceL Daily. And today we have Samah, Damanhoori, and Eun Bi Chang. They're the co-creators and filmmakers of a new animated short film called Madina Papel. And Madina Papel is about finding identity and belonging. And it's based off of Samah's story. So Samah, when your story started off with your own personal experience coming here to the United States, and also that sort of struggle between you and your culture and your family members. Can you tell us more about that experience and how it has led to creating this story and co-creating it with Eun Bi?
Yes. So in 2012, I was introduced to the scholarship in Saudi Arabia, and I just wanted to get an international experience. So I wanted to go outside and study and have like a bigger vision and bigger perspective of what's going on in the world. So I applied for the scholarship and I got accepted, but my father was against the whole idea. He said that I cannot go alone. I have to find a male guardian. In Saudi Arabia, the male guardianship system still exists, and it's related to building the decisions for women. So women, they have no right to drive, to study, to work, or even travel without a male permission or a male companion. So a physical companion of male guardian has to accompany the woman. So he said, you can go, but you have to get married. So I was looking for like proposals, relatives who can like be a male guardian to come with me. And I couldn't find it. My sister was already in the US in Campbell in the Bay Area getting her master's as well. So she suggested to my father, how about I come and live around her and my brother-in-law, at least we have a male guardian around us. He agreed. And it took me a year and a half to go through all the struggle and cross the border of Saudi Arabia. I came here in 2014. After 3 months of my arrival, my sister couldn't find the university acceptance. Therefore, due to the Saudi scholarship system, her scholarship was canceled and she had to go back home. She went back home and my father just started going crazy, and he said that I am a liar and a cheater. And my whole plan from the beginning is to seduce him and run away and never come back to Saudi Arabia. And I never had a goal to study or even like enrich myself with knowledge. So he asked me or ordered me to come back home and get married, and then I can do whatever I wanted. And I already started my master's degree in creative writing at Notre Dame de Namur in Belmont. And I wanted to finish my master's before even discussing anything else. He disapproved that and he stopped contacting me for a while. So we've been having a misunderstanding for like 2 years here, myself from America and my father from Saudi Arabia. And I missed my family more than anything in life. So in 2016, I heard that my family was visiting Egypt for like vacation. And it was my ticket for me to go and see them and say hi and have a proper conversation with my father to understand what's going on with him. So I go there and I meet him, and he abused me as the movie shows. And he dragged my hair and he pulled me down and he said that I'm a liar and a cheater. And he let me go. So I came back to the United States, and after 2 days of my arrival, I get a call from the Saudi embassy in Washington telling me that my scholarship was canceled. And immediately I have to book a ticket through the website and go back to Saudi Arabia. I said no. I went right away to my supervisor at the university and I told her the whole story. And I told her, I just want to finish my master's. How can we do this? So we went to the president of the university and we convinced her that if I stay for 1 year and find a way to pay at least half of my tuition, maybe we can figure something out. And my supervisor has been accepting and teaching a lot of Saudi scholarship students. And she never seen a woman who decided to stay. She always see women come study and just go back home and follow the orders of the male guardianship system related to the country. So they wanted to like try it on me. So they give me 1 year. They're like, we're going to pretend that we did not hear that your Saudi scholarship was canceled. They even offered me a job as a student assistant at the university. And I finished the first year and I couldn't find a way to pay for my tuition. So I said goodbye to everyone at the university by end of 2016. And I applied for asylum because my passport was about to expire. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a loan. I couldn't work. I was under a visa student. So it was struggling for me to like even survive without an income. So by 2017, January, people started to hear about my story and I got support from everyone. So Catholic Workers House, they offered housing and food. Putnam Buick, car dealer, they donated a car. And then 10 business owners, they paid 90% of the tuition for me to finish the second year. Powerhouse Gym in Redwood City, they offered free boxing classes because they wanted to make sure that I finished my thesis and I finished the master's within 2 years. And one of the creative stories that I've written in my master's was Madina Papel. I wrote the story before I went to Egypt in 2016 because I could see that I'm totally different from what my family expected me. I'm no longer Muslim. I'm no longer the person who they expect and how I talk and how I see myself. So I came up with this idea because I just wanted to show them, even though they only see colors outside of my body, which is against what they believe in, but if they look at my heart, it still carry the same love and respect for them.
And that's, it's such a moving story to hear. And it's still, I mean, it seems like you're still even present with it. And I think that it is incredible that you are courageous enough to share your story. And I think also, you know, what's interesting is that when you said on the video, is that you decided to make the male character, make the main character, the lead character, male, because you feel that that would relate more and be more, it'll get through to audiences in Saudi Arabia more. Was that something that you decided, or was that a collective decision between you and Eun Bi?
Of course, Eun Bi was with me the whole journey. Like everything was like co-decided, everything is both of us work. And we used Saudi Arabia as our platform to apply the story and apply the characters. And I really just want to have a proper conversation with my country. You know, not only my family, my country, the system, the religion, the people. And if I use the Me Too movement, if I use women's rights, which they are totally against, they'll never hear me. And I want them to hear me. And if for them to hear me, I have to speak about them, I have to use them, then I will.
Yes, and somebody on YouTube, Rob Fuzz, he's a fellow filmmaker as well. He says hello. But I also wanted to talk about, I think that's very smart of you, because you have to, you know, it's almost like one at a time when it comes to these causes. Right now, you're trying to make the story heard and relate to all people, and so you don't want to just, you know, create unnecessary barriers to understanding the story. Now, with you, Eun Bi, I've known you for a couple of years now because we've worked on the Filmologic meetup together, and I think it's incredible to actually see your work. And you know, we worked a bit together, and this is the first time I actually have seen your work, and I'm still blown away by the thoughtfulness and the creativity of the work. How did you and Samah meet, and what is it that attracted you to her story?
Yeah. First of all, thank you again for inviting us. It's just honored to be here. So when I first met Samah, I actually didn't even know that this was Samah's story. I found out about the project on Facebook, on my school Facebook page. The director at the time, he was a very good visual development artist. And I saw his work and I saw potential in the project. So we decided to meet up at this Westfield Mall, Olive Garden in San Francisco somewhere. And we had like breadsticks and stuff, wonderful. But there was director, producer at the time, and also Samah. And I didn't expect Samah to be there. And after hearing about her life story and it's based off her actual experiences, I was like, I have to work on this. It's about, diversity and embracing your true colors. And as an immigrant, I've been an immigrant for so long in my life, and I feel so strongly about those topics. I just connected with her right away, and that's why I'm still here in this journey. Yeah.
It's totally relatable for me as well. And I'm an immigrant. I came to the United States at a very young age, and I vowed to assimilate. And now I feel that now I know better. Now I know that there is a middle ground to assimilation and also keeping your own culture and identity. And I still struggle sometimes with this identity issues, but then now I think it's really cool to understand that how you perceive yourself and how you want to identify is truly your own, and and to share the process of being able to communicate that to the world like you two are doing through Madina Patel is a superpower. and I love how you use the metaphor of colors to explain to being different, right? And having something so beautiful be yet being yourself is so beautiful, being identifying and finding belonging is beautiful, but yet, if you can't be yourself in what is supposed to be your own culture, it feels like where do you belong? And so just by that, I relate myself. When you two started working on this, and you said it was 2.5 years ago, 2.5 years ago, is that what you said?
Yes, almost 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. And how did you begin the process? What was the process like for you two?
Yeah. So at the time, Samah was executive producer. I came on board as a storyboard artist because that was what I was working as a freelancer. And then over the time, some people got a job in different cities and they have to move away and we have to regroup. And it took a while for us to really build the right team. And it also took a while for me to realize that, maybe we can, produce it on our own. We don't need to find another producer because we know the stories ins and out. Me and Samah have been working on the story, writing it, rewriting it so many times. So after about year and a half, maybe, we just took it to our hands and just ran with it. We started hiring other animators, looking for fundraising, and did Indiegogo campaign. From then on, it just started rolling, and we got to finish the movie now. Yeah.
That's so cool that you were able to fundraise from the community, and that ties it back into Samah when you needed help. When you were seeking asylum, and when you first sought asylum, people came up to you and helped you. Was that something surprising to you, or how did you feel about it when that happened?
I think when someone puts themselves in a path that there is no way back, even though at the beginning it's so scary and you have no idea what's going to happen next, but you only believe in your inner self and what you really believe in, and as long as you have the full love and respect for yourself, everything just happens. And I think I did that personally in my life story, and we did it also on the project. We're like, we're not scared. We have a story to tell, and we know that we can. People can reflect, people can understand what we're trying to say, and it just kept rolling, and here we are today.
Wow. And how much did you raise? Your initial fundraising, how much was that?
We raised little over 10,000. Yeah.
And did you partner up with Bravemaker? Is that how you were able to raise it?
So Bravemaker is our physical sponsor.
Oh, great. Yes, so that you can accept the donations.
Yeah.
Great. And then now you're raising just how much more money do you need?
$2,800.
2,800 on top of the first 10,000 that you raised.
So we raised 10,000 through Indiegogo, but then we kept even receiving private donations. So we raised like more than 20,000 right now.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I was just going to say, this doesn't look like a film that can be made for only $10,000. I was thinking that 10,000 is not enough for the quality that you're showing here. And I also love that you're doing behind the scenes now. So I went on your YouTube channel and it was so exciting to see your global team. So can you talk about the actual people you're working with to help you execute on this vision?
So when we choose the team, we were just looking for the right fit for the project. We never looked at them like, where are they from? Like how many years of experience, or like their skin, like their color of skin. We were just asking them questions to see if they can relate to the story and they can reflect their pain and their recovery to the project. And then after we hired all the team, Eun Bi and I were like looking back at the team. We're like, oh my gosh, each one actually is from a different country. So I'll let Eun Bi explain that.
Yeah. So when I was also hiring, like the first thing is like Samah said, like if they understand the story or if they really truly care, because even if their work is phenomenal and like if they don't understand the message, then we cannot work together. And it's just so great that we were able to meet people that understands independent filmmaking as well, because it's really hard to give them a lot of money. I know their work is so valuable and so amazing, but as a independent film and short film and first time filmmakers, it's just budgeting is really hard, and it's something that we had to like really look for the right people with the right passion, believes in the right message. And yeah, we've just been lucky to have like found animators in Indonesia through connections, and then also Taiwanese stop motion animator, Korean sound designer, and a lot of other like for example our marketing intern, like one of them is from Morocco, one of them is half Chinese half American. Like there's not even like single person that has like just a single origin of background. It's very interesting how we are talking about diversity and embracing your own colors, and our team just reflects that. And so I think we're just very lucky to have what we have on our team.
And also, like a second message that we have on the project, which is forgiveness. So my name is Samah, and the main character, his name is Gufran, and both our Arabic adjectives mean forgiveness. And we wanted to use that and reflect it on our work at the same time. And how we found the team is everyone is willing actually to forgive themselves and work in this project to find answers to heal and recover from their traumas. So.
Wow, I think that's so valuable to be able to offer work to people where it's beyond just even getting paid for the work, right? But to gain something so invaluable as to even find out more about yourself, and to also have the opportunity to heal any past traumas or things like that. And I think just because of the story itself, and that's what you really did there. The two of you just rallied people around this story. On the technical side of things, what made you decide to make it 2D stop motion?
Originally, we were thinking of using just stop motion, or like everything built out of actual sets and actual puppets, and then we use digital animation to move the puppets. But we realized that that's a really costly and it's out of our budget. And we are looking at animators, and there are like two animators that we found in Indonesia. They're superb at doing 2D puppet animation, and it's also somewhat faster than like something like hand-drawn animation, because that could take forever. And 3D isn't really the feel that we were going for, because we wanted to accentuate the physicality of paper, because that is really important to our film. And so 2D, and then stop motion was definitely like to emphasize the paperness. And whenever we see stop motion sequence in the film, it reflects the main character's inner mind. So that had to be more visually, more inspiring and more attractive. And so we wanted to do a hybrid of those, and I think it turned out great. Yeah.
It's brilliant. It is. The simplicity of it has also meaning, right? The 2D, but it's stop motion, and gives its a life to it that you don't. I don't think that it would be as evocative as a 3D animation, right? That we're so used to the Pixar 3D animations. So I think that's really an incredible choice. I have a question from the internet. Through your story and the short film, have you seen or heard any impact or feedback from the Saudi community?
Yes. I have, and actually from my father's friend actually reached out after we launched the Indiegogo campaign, and he was saying, the friend was saying that my father is really proud of me, and he wish if he can go back in time and never did what he did in Egypt when we met, and that he's really proud of me, and he could see potential in the movie as well. Not only that, I was able to reach out to other activists who are all over the world. We are scatters. Most of us are still homeless, and we don't have any proper connections with our family, just because we want to stand up for what we believe. So I got a lot of reach out from these people. They thanked me for working in this project, because I was able to help them to open conversations with themselves, to start with themselves and see what's going on, so they can forgive themselves and they can give back to the country.
So, Samah, I think it's so powerful that this movie isn't even made yet, and it's already touching people. And I couldn't even write the caption for Instagram, because it's so moving what you two are doing. The story, the creative choices you two have made, both of you coming from immigrant backgrounds and now being in the United States, being in San Francisco, in the Bay Area. I think that is also a testament to the talent that is here in San Francisco. I think that's super important as well. But it's also a testament to the global community that you have, that there's talent everywhere in the world, and that you can bring them together through technology, and not just through technology, but with this story and rallying around this story. Eun Bi, you have a short video about your process. Would you be able to show that now? Just share your screen and
Yes,
the video. We could show it. Helps me get myself together.
Yes. So this is like a minute and a half short video about side-by-side comparison of our process. So on the left side, it'll be a storyboard, and then right side, it'll have the final animation. So let me just go ahead.
So cool.
Here you go. All right. That was
Wow.
it.
That is incredible. I really
Thank
can't
you.
wait to watch it. How long is the film right now?
About 7.5 minutes. We originally planned for 4 minutes, but then we realized that the story needs more time. And sometimes we need to slow down some parts so that people can really feel the emotions of the characters. So yeah, it's almost 8 minutes, but not quite.
Yeah, so that's what you're going to submit, 7 minutes in the short animation film at
Yes.
Sundance.
Yes.
What about the Oscars?
Yeah, I mean, why not? We'll try it.
You
But yeah,
gotta-
yeah.
You never know. I haven't seen the
Yeah.
whole thing, but the little things that I've seen is just so incredibly rich and through and through. Not only is the animation interesting, but I mean, just going back to the story again. Do you have dialogue in the film?
No dialogue.
No dialogue.
But
So-
there's just some breathing or like gestures, like like gasps. Those things are there. Yeah.
Why did you decide not to have dialogue?
Because we want people to relate to emotions. We don't want to. So Madina Papel, even though it's related or based on my story, a Saudi woman with a Muslim culture, but we want people to relate. We want people to reflect to their own culture, to their own language, to their own pain, whatever they are.
I think it's also very smart to not have dialogue, and we're so used to having a lot of words, but then sometimes that is so. That's also another barrier, right? The language barrier, and eliminating that barrier opens it up to everyone worldwide. So kudos on that decision as well. So there's so many smart things that you've done with this film. What is now? Well, first of all, you need to raise $2,000 more to finish the film. And where's that $2,000? Where do you need that the most?
So we're in the post-production stage. So most of the money is still needed for compositing, finishing sound design, mixing, and submitting to film festivals and marketing materials like posters or postcards and things like that. So it's like the last final touch. Yeah.
Great. And then after you finish this film, what is your vision for your futures, collectively and also as individuals?
Yeah. So this short movie is like a trailer for a longer feature film. And then once we're done with that, we're planning to do series, comic books, and video game if we can. So
wonderful. And Eun Bi?
Yeah, so Samah is actually moving to LA soon so that we can actually take this project and pitch it to studios, much easier access. We really, our message to start with when we founded Madina Papel LLC, we wanted to share stories for people who cannot share their faces or even their voices on camera. And animation was like the best medium that we can help them tell their stories, and turning their stories into narrative has such a powerful impact because humans, like, we learn through story and storytelling. And so we would love to build a series, not just about Middle East, but maybe Korea, because Korea has a lot of issues with women's rights as well, or like discrimination. We would like do short stories and compile them into series, and maybe we can release it online somewhere. Also, yeah, feature film is definitely something we're thinking about and drafting right now, because we also want to focus on the father's character. I think the father in the story is very complicated and is interesting, and so that's another perspective that we're trying to approach towards the other other person's eyes instead of the main character who was the survival or the victim of honor-based domestic violence. Yeah.
And I think that's, I like that. I like that a lot, focusing on the father as not just the antagonist, as the bad guy, but understanding the human side of his story, because that's what it is, right? It comes from this human drive to what you think is best, what he thinks is best, right, for his son. And we could all relate to that. We all have parents whether or not we have good relationships with them. We all come from parents, right? I think that's a great idea. I also wanted to find out about you as individuals. Do you have, so Samah, you're going to Los Angeles to continue pursuing this. Eun Bi, what are you planning to do? I know you have your hands in multiple creative endeavors.
Yes. So I unfortunately I cannot join Samah on the Los Angeles trip, but I would be still doing my full-time job, which is teaching kids. And then I'll do filmmaking. I'm writing every day just to practice to, write this longer version of the film, which is I honestly I'm very scared to even think about right now, because doing a short film was already a very, very hard job. It's first time actually producing and directing. It was a lot of work. But I'm excited to learn more about, screenwriting, I don't know, directing, editing, and everything. I'm actually going to take courses online for UCLA about business management and entertainment industry, film industry. So I'm hoping I can learn a lot from that course this fall. And yeah, I wish the circumstances got better soon so that we can host our meetups and meet wonderful people with Filmologic. But yeah, we'll see about that.
Samah, what are you doing now for work and any other projects outside of this?
I became a producer. So I already helped with an HBO documentary about two Saudi women who escaped and was hiding in Turkey. I'm also a producer at Apple, and I became also a producer for the Freedom Drive. So the Freedom Drive is the two activists, myself and another activist. We drove through across the country of the United States, and we were asking for breaking the male guardianship system. And then we were able to win the right for women to travel without a male permission, and we recorded the whole journey. So right now we're doing a documentary of that as well.
Wow. Have you two applied for the Producers Lab at Sundance yet?
No, we should look into that. Yeah.
Definitely look into that, because it sounds like it's a path that you two are interested in doing. And I think it's an incredible opportunity, especially for BIPOC women who are in filmmaking. So super, super cool. And so we've got comments that this is so great. Hey, we still have time. We've got about 5 minutes to answer more questions out there. So if you'd like to ask questions, please do. For me, I think I'm just overwhelmed with so much emotion that it's hard for me to even think about what else to ask you to, because you've covered so much of what I want to see. It's almost difficult for me to think of anything else that I want from your project. I think it would be super cool to see a series on this. I also would like to tell people who's watching this, who are interested in your project, not only to go check out all your behind the scenes, but also to donate. Because it's important for you to get those final funds and really be able to push it out there. Out of this whole process, what was the most challenging thing for you two, collectively and as individuals?
Do you want to go first? I think we definitely struggled with finding the right fit. We struggled with, budgeting. Fundraising was definitely hard. It was hard to come up with the Indiegogo campaign. I learned a lot from that. And yeah, just finding the right people. Sometimes, also I learned that it's really important to, stop the relationship if it's going the wrong direction as early as possible. Just cut it off, because that costs money. And so just it's really important to have a deep conversation when you first meet the artist and really feel like you guys are on the same page, and then you can test out the work. Otherwise, don't force it. I think that was a big lesson that we learned.
Don't force it. That's a very good lesson. And what was a key lesson from the Indiegogo campaign that you realized?
It just made us think a lot about what the film is about, what's a core message, and then who's our target audience, what kind of messages that we want to tell ultimately through this film. So that's when we were able to really like come up with like the taglines and really like summarize the film in one sentence, which is a love letter to a lost family. And then the target audience, obviously, we wanted to cater to the Arab communities, the people in the Middle East, but also Arab communities in the Bay Area or in US that are going through similar experiences as Samah has went through. So it was very helpful for us through that process to understand our film even better. Yeah.
And when you were younger, both of you, did you imagine yourself doing what you're doing now?
I did.
You wanted to be an animator, Eun Bi?
I wanted to be a director. I always wanted to be a director and animator. Yeah.
Look at that. Just follow through, right through that. That's awesome. How about you, Samah?
For me, I always had an imagination that I will have my own animation movie, not knowing that I'm going to have my own animation company. And to add to Eun Bi, I had a dream. You know, when I started all of this, I had a dream and I had a pain. And all I wanted is for this pain to go. Whatever the journey, whatever the world, the universe is going to give me, I just wanted to heal, and I wanted only to see beauty. And for me to have Eun Bi as a co-founder and the whole team to come and support that was the world for me. And I feel so responsible to make sure that they did the right decision and the right shows to support me. So
that's incredible. Yeah, your collaboration in of itself is such a beautiful, special, and unique gift. I could see your connection, but it's also a gift for all of us out here, because now we get to reap the rewards of your hard work, your work and collaboration. And I think like it's cool because you two have you have your own projects also outside of this, but do you think that you will continue working together on this project, and also maybe even beyond the series or whatever vision or the feature film that you have for it?
Yes, I hope this is mutual.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been through the ups and downs together. We feel like we're like journey partners or something. Madina Papel made us see that collaboration is bigger than a movie. Collaboration is bigger than a professional work. It's relationship. It's understanding each other. It's seeing where we're having misunderstanding and go to that uncomfortable area and say, I am here. I want to feel uncomfortable until I fix this, and we can be okay all the time.
So even through this searching of comfort and no pain, there is uncomfortableness and pain, but yet what you come out is beauty and just, I think, something that is just so inspiring and to others. So thank you for your work. And for people to learn more about the movie itself, they should go to madinapapel.com. Is that correct?
Yes, madinapapelanimation.com.
Animation, madinapapelanimation.com. And Madina, from what I read, is Arabic for city, and papel is Spanish for paper, which I know because I'm Filipino, and it's also the paper in Tagalog. But why did you add papel as the second word?
Because we're an international team, and this is how we came up with the name. We're like, everyone is from a different culture, different language, different country, and we wanted the name of the company and the project to represent that.
Yeah, and in the very beginning, our director was from Brazil, and so it was like a collaboration, and we just liked how it sounded, and so we stuck with it.
You stuck with it, and we are going to stick with you too. Lovely,
Thank you.
Beautiful human beings. Thank you so much for your work, and thank you to anyone who has joined us and asked questions and commented. We really appreciate you. And please go to the link bravemaker.com/donate. That's where you can donate to Madina Papel animated film. And tomorrow we have the CEO and Chief Analytics officers of Parsons TKO, which is a cool company that works with nonprofits and causes to help them with their technology. So make sure you check that out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Eun Bi and Samah. Good luck to you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Say in Filipino to end this, I only know one word, which is mahal kita to you.
Oh, mahal kita, which means I love you. Yes, mahal kita.
Nice.
And salamat, which means thank you.
Oh,
thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
And